Greetings and welcome to episode 44 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Russia campaign, and this, my friends, we left it last time. Now before we begin, we have another general, my friend, who has been promoted, a general where the paperwork hadn't gone through in time, but we have indeed, my friends, got another general now here on the Western Front, specifically requesting to be garrisoned here on the Western Front, and that general, my friends, is General Z Prussian. Now, he asked specifically to be put here, very, very close here to the Western Front, indeed close to his namesake here, the Prussians. And so, my friends, we have given and granted that wish, and you can see here an exceptional army here, starting to build around this general here. And I know the Prussian is an excellent advisor. I know that he will carry out his duty with great courage, great honour, great discipline, as he is known for, my friends. So again, a new general, and of course if anybody else would like to be transferred to any particular front, please let me know. I will do my best to accommodate you, my friends. But now we have to really sort of start now building up here now towards wars in both the east and the west. Now we've got ourselves pretty stable here economic wise. Now as you can see, we've put a massive amount of investment here, specifically in the west here in Hungary and in Serbia here. We're starting now to put together quite substantial amount of money into a lot of these sort of assets we have here. A lot of these towns are going to be really upgraded quite strongly here. Look at this, we've missed this here, which is poor showing on my part there. So we have a craft workshop being built here in Austria. Again, we have to try and draw every single piece of gold we can out of this economy to drive us here into the future operations we have planned here. And indeed, my friends, because we have finally brought the Middle East fully under Russian control. Now we've got a few hiccups along the way, but we've managed in part to get all of the Middle East as it is at the moment around here up to Baghdad under full control here. Now we have a few issues in terms of sort of dissent from the populace. So as you can see, the policies here, we've got Moscow, which really is not happy at all. The population there is not happy with us one bit. Of course, we've got Mesopotamia here. Of course, they've just been taken over, so of course they're resisting the occupation here from ourselves. And then we've got Egypt down here again, not particularly happy that they're being taken over by a foreign power, but eventually we will gain full control of these. So as always, I take your advice, my friends, whenever I can, because it is wonderful, it really is. So what we're going to do, we're going to lower the taxes here, because our economy is in such a good state now, because we've got peace pretty much with every single sort of nation, as it were, bar a few. We've got one or two little disputes possibly in the future as well. It gives us the opportunity to reduce our taxes both to the nobility and to the lower classes, to bring them back in the fold here, to try and bring them into our way of thinking. So we lower the taxes. We'll take a bit of a hit here in our income. So we dropped about 10,000 there. As you can see here, we dropped about 10,000 on the income, but if that allows us to really bring in the growth here from these regions, then will absolutely shoot up, and it's all because you advised me to do so, my friends. Your advice has been exceptional, it really has. Hopefully one day we can indeed lower it to zero, where we don't have to, nobody has to pay any tax. We can just have it purely from the sort of the income from each region. That would be absolutely wonderful, it really would. But we can't do that at the moment. We have taken a little bit of a hit here, as you we can't do that. Then it looks like we may just overstep the mark a little bit there. So what we will do is we'll just up that there. What will that bring us? 12,000. So we might have income. We bring the lower population, the lower class here under sort of control. We need to really get them on our side, as well. We may have lowered the taxes a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too soon. And as you can see, we've lost about 10,000 here, but still it's worth it, because the tax income and the growth really is important to us. We want to try and get the lower classes on our side, specifically here in Moscow. And they really can give us a lot of problems if they want to. Look at that. The clamour for reform is mind-boggling. It really is. Taxes is 2 at the moment, but still, I'd like to try to get them on our side if possible. But we're going to do our absolute utmost here to try and push really on now as far as we can, to get ourselves in a position where we can start attacking and even defending ourselves against possibly what could be the Persian aggression. You never know, my friends. You just never ever know. And here as well, actually that's coming down. That's coming down from 18 down to 16. So maybe there's a good chance we get that, because we need to free this army up. Look at this army. It is an exceptional army. Look at that. What a wonderful sight that is. Look at the cavalry here. But again, we need a strong army in the border here, because you just never know. Spain is right in Tripoli here, right in Libya. So we have to be very careful. So you see Spain is expanded massively here. It really has. Are they still at war with Prussia? That really is the 64,000. Yes, they are indeed at war with France. That's going to be a look at that. What an absolute clash that will be there. That will be a huge clash. Are they at war with... No, they're not at war with Spain. Indeed, Spain a trade partner. So I wonder if we can help France. France are hanging on by the absolute skin of their teeth here. They really, really are. But look at that. They've got this army being sent in. I don't think France are going to be holding out for much longer. But we do have... Ah, that's right. Spain is sitting there. What about Britain? Britain are at war with Sweden and Spain. A little bit of an entanglement right there, but they've got allies in the Prussians and Mughal. I want to check Persian. Their allies. Oh, look at that, the Mughals and the Prussians. Now, if we go to war with Persia, we better make sure we can at least defend ourselves from the attacks from Prussia and from the Mughal, because the chances are the Mughal will actually defend Persia. But look at the amount of distance you've got to travel here. That's thousands of kilometers between different regions here, so that's going to require a huge amount of planning here. We have to probably invade from the Arabian Sea, but as you can see here, Baghdad really is the linchpin in this entire region here on this border here with Persia. There isn't anywhere else we can have the production, the capacity for military recruitment from Baghdad. Look, the nearest possible centre we can get any further troops from is Damascus without Baghdad, and that is hundreds of miles, hundreds of kilometres between there and there. That would take a couple of weeks to be able to march troops from here to here. We haven't got that amount. When you have to have a massive battle against a pitched enemy, you have to be constantly feeding in reinforcements, constantly moving troops into the theatre. If you've got to wait for troops to move from here to here and then into wherever the operation is taking place, then you're just going to get bogged down. You're going to lose more men than is possible. That's why Baghdad is so crucial. We get Baghdad up to absolutely the finest we can possibly get it, maybe even getting the walls up around it as well, so that we can defend it to the nth degree, because we need to hold on to Baghdad. It really is the linchpin, is the anchor of this entire campaign against the Persians. It really is, because it's the main centre close enough to the Persian border to give us those reinforcements, to build those troops that are going to not only attack but also keep the attack going, keep that fight going. You need to constantly feed in those reinforcements to grind down the enemy. So it really is important here, my friends, we do. And of course we've got a wonderful sort of start here. We've got General Muhammad Ali here, and we have indeed General Cade Mendoza as well, rebuilding his army, replenishing his army, but building his army up as well. It's going to be a wonderful army here. And indeed we have here, we've got Mike Cathcart here again, defending the borders here. This really is a crucial. The Carpathian Mountains here really are a vital hold here. We have to, especially between here, this sort of passageway here, we have to hold against any Persian aggression. Again, the Persians don't have the quality, but they have the numbers to be able to simply grind you down, and that's what we have to be very wary of. And indeed, Ankara here, just keeping the clamour for reform here is not good here at all. Right, that's a wonderful army there, it really is. And of course, we've got this army group here that has been formed from the garrisons here. We can actually send these gentlemen, I think, down here. Please, gentlemen, the cavalry here. Luckily, we've got the infrastructure. We've got the infrastructure here because remember, you know, when you're moving troops, especially when you're moving that heavy 24-pounders long distances, because again, that is hundreds of miles from Moscow to the border here into Taria. That is hundreds of miles, especially when you've got to move massive guns, the 24-pounders. You know, they do slow the army down, so if you've got those roads to be able to accommodate them, it moves them quicker, it moves them faster, they get to the front quicker, because here we have nothing to reinforce. There's no region here that can reinforce these troops. The nearest is Moscow. That's why we have to get these armies into position here. We're going to have an army group here, and we're going to have an army group right here in Astrakhan here to be able to strike down into Chechnya if needs be, with these gentlemen here probably being the sort of the defence here, the guard that holds open this bridge here, holds this region against what would be a massive amount of troops. I mean, that really is a staggering amount of troops. Have to make sure they got full cannon, 3 cannon here. This is General Z, and we have General Horatio Nelson. We're going to have to retrofit General Nelson's army here with 24 pounders. Oh, look at that, what a wonderful sight there. And we have Mohammed Ahmed here. We'll have one more cavalry unit here. Some excellent guns in position. We need to retrofit General Nelson's army here and also put another cavalry unit into here as well, which we're going to do. We need to retrofit from Moscow, which we will do next turn. And again, we've got St. Petersburg fully locked down here. We've also sent our finest combat fleet, our naval, our task force here into the Baltic Sea, just in case, you never know. And also we're starting to build again another fleet here in Pylos. And again, as you can see, that really is coming together quite nicely here. We've got a pretty good army here as well. We're going to keep everyone as they are. We're going to retrofit most of these armies to make sure they've got all the full latest guns available to them, because we're going to need them. Let's have a look at research and development here. So we're coming to the end of most of our research. We've almost got everything indeed. Abolition of slavery, which will be actually good for the lower classes here. It's going to be +4, which will definitely be fantastic for us. Citizenship, -2 to lower classes. That's not good at all, is it? What have we got here? Classic economics, which is definitely what we need. Interchangeable parts, and we're getting percussion shell. Then we're going to get the rest of the naval research, which will put us in pretty good stead here. Sheet lead cartridges, excellent. Reloading time will be reduced, which is wonderful. We've got full military research all done, so we're pretty well up here. Not quite there, but we're getting there, my friends. We're getting there slowly. Right, I think we can probably end this turn here. Ministers are doing well, 59%. They're not brilliant, but look at that. Spain's been cut off. That's a huge chunk of our income from trade gone. France again. Savoy not so much, but still we can manage. I think we will manage. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. It's going to be really key to what happens here, because if Prussia take France, they've got a massive sort of production centre here in Paris. That is just gigantic. It really is. Right, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens, my friends. Whoa. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to swap these out. Whoa. Gentlemen, please. I think we've done that. We've retrofitted those. It's excellent. We will be abolishing that of Britain on the move again. Tightening their grip here against Spain. They've taken out Flanders here. Interesting. They're building up quite an army there, Spain. Quite an army indeed. They're looking around there. Look at that. Knights of St. John absolutely pinning. Look at that. That is a staggering amount of armies they've got here, the Prussians. That is scary. That really is scary. What they're bringing to the table right there. Why does everyone want Karelia? No, I refuse that. If you're deeply offended, then so be it, sir. Knights of St. John, they finally moved out of there. Pirates, who've been an absolute menace to the trade lines, they really have. But we're not concerned with the pirates. That's not our problem just yet. We've got a lot of more things to concern ourselves with. Now, Austria here. Now, we are retrofitting. We're going to fit this out here. So we've got the army of General Omer, and then we're going to retrofit now. We'll retrofit this army here of General Alexander, one of the finest armies we have anywhere in the Russian army. So it deserves the finest guns. So we are going to move this gentleman in. I'm going to swap that out for that. And then we are going to disband. We don't need that. Again, we're looking to save our money here. We've got 12,000 there. 12,880 now. the policies. We've still got a little bit of trouble here, but again, we can't lower our taxes too much. We've definitely seen an increase here now in our regional wealth. So with that in mind, we've got plenty of guns being built here. That's excellent to see. It really is. Now, what else do we have? Karelia. We're going to bring Karelia. Oh, that's excellent. Look at that. Religious unrest is going. That'll be disappear soon. Infrastructure is good. Oh, look at that. I think we'll definitely have that steam engine there. Factory. That's an excellent. Look at that. Town wealth there is fantastic. -2 to the lower classes. Well, that's the way it goes. We can't do any more than that. Actually, what is it? It's 13. That's well under control. Well under control. Now here, 1,000 here in St. Petersburg, which we could definitely use because the trade here will definitely flow directly through. Now, what is the control like here? Oh, 26. That's more than enough. So I think we'll start. Is the sort of the outlying areas of Russia do need a lot of attention. We can't just ignore them. Doing that disrespects them intensely. So we're definitely gonna look after the regions there that are sort of way out into the hinterlands. It's very important that we try and get everyone involved in here. And to be honest with you, Moscow needs to 2,331 here. I think what we will do, we want to retrofit this here. So we're gonna get 3 guns. Come on, gentlemen, move. Thank you, sir. And I believe here as well, in General Ahmed's army. Thank you. Now we're going to retrofit General Nelson's army here with 3 24-pounders. So they are in construction, ready to be sent to the front. We don't try and neglect anybody at all here. Now we've got this fleet here. But the main reason we've got this fleet here is to keep this under lock and key. These fleets here, although they're not up to the same standard as ours, that doesn't mean they won't give you any problem, because they will. Look at that navy, that's starting to build quite nicely there. And Austria. Okay, any retrofitting here in General Alexander's army. So we need. Actually, no, they're being built already. That's fine. Any other armies that need retrofitting? Well, we've got the capacity to do so. Actually, I think what we can do is come to Baghdad here and start putting the necessary that balance. Also, General Alexander asked for a certain specific balance to his armies, which I definitely will be taking care of in the future. And also we need those special. We get some special dragoons in Moscow that have got the ability to really do well against uprisings. These dragoons, to bully people into course of action. Yeah, civil suppression. Ah, excellent, my friends. Once again, your advice is wonderful. Oh, look at that horse grenadier. Horse grenadiers, jeepers creepers. Look at that. We've just some horse grenadiers. They are fantastic. What about these light dragoons? I think we'll get these gentlemen here, these dragoons here, to bring some suppression to the populace. I think that's the best thing to do here. Bring Moscow fully under our control, even if we have to crack down hard upon the civilians. That is what we will do, my friends. Believe me, we will not allow this empire to crumble from the inside out. That will not happen. Oh, look at this army here. This is a wonderful army there. Crimea, Al-Bab, in Syria and Anatolia. So that should increase or improve the relations here. Indeed it has. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Britain, who really have staked their reputation. Ooh, look at this. Where are they going? Where are they going? That's quite a battered fleet. going to Spain? Quite a bold move here. And what exactly is France doing here? I can't quite... I think... Whoa, good grief. Good grief! Well, that was something I didn't expect at all. Was for France to be able to dislodge those two armies there from Prussians. That is quite the effect they've done there. But I wonder if France is going to fall now, because Prussia is quite a powerful army outside of France. They're moving up quite a number of powerful armies here. Maybe for the coup de grace. Wait a minute, wait. It hasn't fallen. Sweden. Being an absolute menace here to Britain. That's going to hit our income, something chronic there. And they're raiding trade lines as well. Not good. By St. John have absolutely taken it on themselves there to really blockade the Spanish. Mughal Empire, now they want a military alliance. They were Romalia for Kashmir. I don't think we'll be giving up Romalia anytime soon. Not with that income, and not for anything in the world we'll be giving that up. Well, I'm afraid, sir, you'll have to just accept that is the fact. If you wish to go to war with us, I think you'll find us fully prepared for such an event. Pirates who whoa. Mesopotamia, thank you, good sir. Now that is definitely what we need, is some spies. We're going to send this spy here to Esfahan in Persia. That is actually... That is some experienced troops right there. They've been involved in some pretty heavy fighting to be that experienced. And the same goes for some of these gentlemen here, but that is a pretty powerful army right there. That's the... Oh, and they got Ahadis here. They got Ahadis. They are really, really powerful. Let's look at the charge bonus. It is scary. They've got Kubashi as well. Who've got, look at the experience they've got here. These are some pretty elite troops they got here. So actually we can keep an eye on what's happening here in Persia. Now at last it's been replenished. And Austria finally got a grip here. So we can at last that's more like it. Now, General Larsen's army is now fully equipped with 24 pounders. That retrofitting has definitely proven its worth. 6861, look at that. The trade has been absolutely hit. Spain, Britain has been hit, so we know our trade is right down, but still we're going to manage. We will manage. We're not going to panic just yet. These two can be disbanded. We don't need them anymore. Now we've got two more 24 pounders here. Now, where are they earmarked for? This army actually, General Fischer army can actually be retrofitted as well. And they're all ready to go, I believe. And no, they are not. And what we'll do is we'll retrofit this army here. Wonderful. And we're going to disband since they are not needed. Look at that, 469 gold we've saved already with that. Look at that. So we're actually doing ourselves a good service here. Now look at this. Now whom do we take out of here? I think we could probably free up some of these gentlemen here to be moved to the front. Because we need... Oh, look at that. That's worked an absolute treat bringing those dragoons. Once again, my friends, you've absolutely done absolute wonders here for this campaign. Your advice has been exemplary. It really has. That is why the promotions have been coming. And more will come, my friends. We've had some excellent suggestions from General Larsen as well in terms of awards. And in terms of the different sort of awards, we might even go down the route of guard armies, which I will explain probably a little bit in the future. But there is a possibility we might even see the the designation of guard armies. If an army is or does exemplary work for the Empire, fighting in battles, gaining territory, taking regions over and over and over, there is a chance it will be given the Guards Army status, which is the absolute pinnacle of any guard, or sort of any army. That is the Guards Army. So we might be looking at that in the future at some point. Steam powered -2 here, 1500. Is that Moscow? Tataria? No, it's not. It's Tataria. Now, is Tataria fully under control here? Indeed it is, so we can actually 1500 on that. I think we'll invest in this. Again, we're trying to invest where we can here, bringing in everything into sharp focus, getting our economy out running here. Look at those dragoons will absolutely bring Moscow under full control. Oh my word, look at that, there's an explosion there. Oh, look at that steam engine, 1000, we'll definitely get that, I think, there, but we could see a rebellion here. We could see a rebellion here, because mind you, the military crackdown should see that off pretty quickly here. Now, Graz, Austria, we're going to upgrade that as well there to an iron workshop. Look at that, that's going to bring in a huge amount, even if it's not even fully upgraded yet. We've got the Tatarian mines here in Donetsk mines. What are they bringing? 900. And still, not doing too bad at all. Ah, look at that, Mesopotamia has at last got its gunnery school. So now we need to upgrade this once more to ordnance board. We can't do anything here in Baghdad until we've got everything we need in place. Now, let's have a look here. Oh, marvellous. -1. -3 kilometre reform. Not good. Lewd. Oh, -1. This is not going well, is it? Plus some morale, plus happy nobility. We need... Oh, no. No. Rats. Our general our admiral, should I say, has died. Not good. Vitus Jonsson Böring. And we have John Chechelchev. Or Tchelichev. Oh, he's passed away there. Looks like we need that general to be replaced, which we will do next time around, my friends. We'll do everything proper. And we let his time of these pass. We'll let the funeral take place, the appropriate time, and then we shall put that new general in position here in Hungary. Fear not, my friends, that will not be left as it is. Now, got 1,000 left here. What can we invest that in? Probably in the west here might be best, and that did rhyme. Any armies that need reinforcing here? I think we'll get 3 more cannon if we can in here. Wonderful. We're going to fully retrofit all these armies. They're going to have the finest we can provide them. We really are. 28 turns, that is incredible. And how are we doing here in policies? Still not good here at all. Moscow still not under control yet, but it should be really. 60% now. Trade is still hit here. Right, let's keep an eye on what's going on over here. This really is important to us because we need to know how France are faring. Can we help France? Oh, look at that. Genoa. Nope, they are not interested in 1 iota. Can we help France out? I'm not sure if we can. No, they've got all the technology they need, so we don't need any help from us. And we're going to end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. This titanic battle here between France and Prussia. Oh, well done, Britain. Well done. Oh, well done, sir. Well done. Britain sending its forces. Oh, look at that. Well done, Britain. Guarding the trade lines, which is what we need to see. Well done. Don't move them out. Don't move them out. And they have moved them out, of course. Looks like they're really paying particular attention to the Mediterranean here. That's an overcommitment there, surely. France is still hanging on in there. Oh, it's got a pretty big army there as well. And France is preparing to repel the invasion there by the... Whoa, whoa, where are you going there? Why are you moving from Tunisia? Prussia. Again, not really having that killing blow there. They could really finish off France if they so wish, but it just seemed to be holding on here. Nothing silly from you at all, Sweden, now. I bet they go straight... Ooh, no, they don't. Persia. Oh, hang on a minute. Why... Nice to see John, who really have locked down that Spanish port there. Damn you, pirates. Ah, Mesopotamia. We might have the beginnings of a rebellion here. But I think we can put that down fairly swiftly. Excellent. And Moscow here. We're going to send... Look, see how long it takes for the 24 pounders to get here. They just take so long here. So we're going to move them into position. We'll get them on the way there at least. Now, so Transylvania has gotten its plantations ready here. Let's have a good look at what we're doing here. Whoa, 14,000! Of course, the trade's opened up again. Great Britain's opened up its trade again. We do really have a strong relationship here with Britain. Spain hasn't got its act together here at all. Savoy, France is completely gone in terms of its trade. That's why we've got to rely on ourselves here to dig ourselves out of this. Now, I think what we will do is we'll have the iron workshop. And we're going to invest in our economy here, really pump everything we can into this. I know it's going to hit happiness. Look at that, 2,000 there. 6 here, so we'll have to do this. Oh, that's just too good to turn down, that is. It really is. What will that give us here? 1,500. In Hungary. I believe the Hungary is well under control yet. 12 here. Industrialization, that's actually going to be removed. Now, Mesopotamia and Baghdad has got full infrastructure, which is good for movement. And I think what we can do, we've got 1,104. We're going to increase the army strength here to General Mendoza. I think we're going to need cavalry here. We can't get any more household cavalry, but we can get cuirassiers. Which I think we will do. We'll get another. I think we'll get another. We have got the cannons either. We do need to get this up to ordnance board, which I think we will invest in. We got hopefully 14,000, which we will do. That'll give us 10,000 in reserve to continue our industrial campaign, as it were, to really boost our economy. Keep getting all of these here. These regions as strong as we possibly can. And this army here needs to be increased to full capacity as well. We have General Cobb here as well, guarding the border. I think what we will do is we'll retrofit this as well. I think what we will do is we will take the Streltsy out of here, and we'll also have Streltsy cavalry. We'll replace it with heavy cav, I think. And these will be retrofitted to heavy cav as well. Now, where can we do that from? We can't do it from there. It looks like Kiev is the nearest port of call for that, indeed. So we've got a lot of retrofitting to do here. We're gonna have cuirassiers. That heavy cavalry, that additional punch, especially when you're facing this type of army as well. We do need to be absolutely on the ball here. Oh, wait a minute. They can be disbanded. Why are they still in? the theatre there. Look at that, 15,000. That's increased that by nearly 1,000 there. Wonderful to see. I'll keep this gentleman where he is, so we can keep an eye on this. But that's a big commitment here by the Prussians to holding this border. That is a big commitment. That's a lot of armies they're holding in place here. A lot. And they got Garde du Corps as well, which that's a massive commitment here to this border. We would be fighting quite an aggressive front here, but again, we've got these gentlemen here that need to be retrofitting. Don't just stand there. Oh, that's wonderful to see. Again, we have General Matt Ware here. Retrofitted his army. Again, possibly looking to strike into Minsk, and also here as well, General de Paz. Excellent. Again, we're going to keep a close eye on this war here, this battle for France. They seem to have backed off here, which does surprise me. But they have moved in this army here, which might have been beaten back from the gates of Paris. They do have quite a strong army here. Why they don't send this army to deal with the Prussians, I don't know, because that is a very powerful army indeed. That is a wonderful looking army. Look at that. That is exemplary. Let's end the turn. Let's see what happens. We can't do any more help to the French at all. We're going to have to let France deal with its own problems. We get our own house in order, as it were. We're slowly but surely retrofitting the armies that need doing so. We're starting to build up those armies there, my friends. We really are. Now we've got 14,000 coming in. We can sort of afford to invest in that ordnance board in Baghdad. I know that all of you will carry out your duties with the courage, the discipline, the honour that you have done, my friends, up to now. I know that you will. I mean, I don't know why Britain is sending such vast amounts of ships to this theatre. It is just insanity. They don't need all these ships there. They just don't. That's it, Britain. Send them back home to guard the home front. Well done, sir. Sanity prevails. Now France is still doing its best here to try and stem the flow. I mean, wow. Wow. Oh, Spain has got some very, very large armies here loitering about. But looks like Britain is keeping them in check here, so they can't actually do anything with them. Spain just. I think we might have to increase our fleet as well. Our ship numbers, just to make sure we're not caught out at all. Prussia doing a lot of movement here. And they're just... France looks like they're retreating back to Paris. Sweden, come on now, Sweden, don't be silly now. Just leave Britain alone. That is going to be a formidable fleet. You're not getting Karelia. That is the end of it. Persian. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why have they been reinforced? Pirates. Oh, well done. Well done, sir. So it looks like we have the beginnings here of a rebellion. Rebellion will be crushed. It will be crushed. Now if we're going to put some more, right, let's not beat around the bush here. Let's get this ordnance board en route. That university there has been hit. That means our research has been hit here. But we're not going to allow them just to dictate what happens here whatsoever. 1,000 here. Percussion cap. Requires percussion shell, which we've got. Minus 10% misfire. Reduces the impact on rain on excellent. Mind you, I don't think we have seen much rain here in the Middle East. But you never know. 1,250 here. Ah, excellent. Now these guns are... Ah, there's 2 here. And we can disband these, and we are going to, then we're going to retrofit that last army here. Mesopotamia, excellent. General Mendoza's army is now looking pretty good here indeed. We've got 4 cannon which we have to retrofit, especially if we've got further operations further afield. We could get a steam dry dock, but we're not going to do that. That's a big investment right there. We've got everything here. That's the maximum we can do. We've got our Army Staff College here now. That's the best we can do here in Baghdad. And that plantation as well. That's been repaired. Still not happy with us at all. Ooh. If we do that, that could tip us over the edge here into rebellion, so we have to hold off on that for a bit. Oh, and there as well. Goodness me, that is not going to go down well at all, is it? Let's be honest. Any of these regions here that can do with upgrading. We have the port here, this commercial basin, but really we want internal trade to go. We need to get all these up running as well. We really do. That's fine. Let's get our fleet up and running at least. Right. Now what will this give us here in Greece? Or Romania, I beg your pardon. 1,312. Wow, that's well under control there. I think we will increase our holdings here. 1,750 in Skopje. I think we'll get this steam engine factory right there. That's going to definitely boost our, look at that, 15,000. And our tax income is already going up. We want to try and push this as close as we can to the army value here. And that would be exceptional if we could do that. And again, we're really throwing a lot of money, a lot of time into these. I know we're taking the time before we strike. We have to make sure that everything is prepared here. Look at the fleets they've got here. That really is a lot of naval power. They do have a number of battle fleets, battle groups, should I say, available to them. Yeah, that's quite a lot of navy power there. What about Sweden? Yeah, Sweden looking, but not that powerful. We need to get ourselves up to the same level as really the Prussians here in terms of naval investment, which we have neglected. That's being constructed there. So we need to invest where we can here as well. I think Kiev, we do need to get 2 additional troops here for there, and also here. I think we're going to retrofit this army here as well. Put some more cannon in. I think what we'll do is we'll remove these 2 units here and put them for cannon, and we'll remove these and make them heavy cav. So retrofit that army here. So we're going to have 2 more cannon, 2 more 24 pounders, and we're going to have some more heavy cav as well. As could I say it. Right, that's looking good there. So we can have General Cobb's army looking a little bit more refined, a little bit more balanced. Now, let's end up with France. I doff my hat to France. They are holding on much, much better than I thought they would. And indeed, they are withdrawing some troops back here to probably be repaired. But they are holding quite well here, considering they're up against overwhelming odds nearly. Being hit pretty hard there. Let's end the turn, my friends. Britain. Sweden got a pasting there, it really did. Gotta be careful that, Britain don't overextend themselves too much. And also your suggestion, we take the fight to the Mughal. Definitely in on the cards, my friends, for definite. That is something we will definitely be taking care of. Looks like they're trying to combine one massive army to here. But the Prussians aren't applying that killing blow to the French, allowing them to still be in position here. By damn, Spain has got a lot of troops there on that harbour, on that port. We're trying to find, but it's a real fine juggling act for us, that equilibrium we must find there. Because we're trying to keep so many plates spinning, as it were, we're trying to reinforce so many different theatres. But without the economy backing us here, we just, we could launch a massive invasion against Persia, but we don't have the numbers to be able to really accomplish that at the moment. It's all about the numbers here. I know we could probably drain forces away from the west and send them to the east, but we've got to be very wary of Prussia. Oh, come on, Britain, get your act together, for goodness sake. I think we'll raid a few trade lines, I think. Spain, of course, been hit there again. Secular humanism. There it is. There it is. I think we're going to have the first test here of General Mendoza. Will be sent out pretty soon here to deal with that. several 17,000. Even with Great Britain being cut off, that is pretty good for us. Wow. That really is good for us indeed. Right, that rebellion's going to be crushed. Ukraine, we're going to send them to here, to beg your pardon, to here, to have this army retrofitted. Fitted within in the field. Two cannon. We're going to have another cavalry regiment. Heavy cav. Ah, excellent. Only 750, not enough yet. Ooh. That, though, is... They won't like that, but that's just tough. 10,000 can be invested in there. Same can be put into there. We're looking for that internal economy, to be honest with you, at the moment. That's 6,000 there. That's 1,312. I think we'll invest in this here. In Kozani. 1,500 here. In Timisoara. One more turn there. 2,000 there. I think we'll invest in this again. We've got to boost that economy here. This really is the absolute linchpin of our economy right here. But we need to deal with this rebellion. We need to deal with it quickly. So I think what we will do is we're going to transfer these to General Mendoza's army, because they are going to be, we've got that there, we don't need that there yet at all, we really don't. We'll get some cavalry here. That's actually going to be disbanded here, we don't need that. And we're going to have a battle here, gentlemen. Once again, we call on General Mendoza to rid us of this rebellion here. Looks like the Kurds have kicked off here. We've got a 24 pounder, but we've got one as well. We've got 12 pounders. I think we shall take this fight as the last action of this episode. We're going to crush this rebellion. We're going to show them. We're going to show them what happens when you rebel against the Russian Empire. And this is what happens. No mercy and a total massacre. And that is what they deserve for rebelling against us. We shall show them the true way, what happens. And it'll also spread around the rest of the empire what happens if you rebel against the Russian Empire. This is what happens. We will crush it, and we will crush it hard. With an iron fist. We can actually stay quite forward here, because we're not going to be running scared from these gentlemen at all. Actually, we can have that quite that mailed fist here with our heavy cav. Now, where is General Mendoza? There's General Mendoza, the first general of the brand new promoted generals to be in a fight. We're actually going to leave this artillery quite far forward for maximum impact. I think we'll go for quick line. We won't use percussion shell just yet. General Mendoza just behind here, waiting, organising, arranging the attack. We'll have, I think we'll have a, oh look at that, look at those riflemen there, what a wonderful sight. I think we'll leave the riflemen as our attack force. Gentlemen, please use the riflemen as our attack force here. I know they're not ideal for it, but still, it'll be a wonderful sight. Let's have a look at them. Oh, look at that. What a wonderful sight that is. Look at that. Regiment of foot. Yes, I think we'll have these gentlemen as the vanguard of our defence here. This regiment will be on the right. Okay, we want it to flow with the shape of the land here. We don't want to just put them all into one long line. We want them to be able to move and flow with the land. Look at that, what a wonderful sight there. Just step a few of them just a little bit forward here. On the right here. Just going to step a few of them forward. Just a little bit of an adaptation here. I'm going to put them a little bit forward than they normally would be. And here as well, and then we'll set this one back. Almost like a stepping stone defence. As you can see, that stepping stone defence here. Hopefully it won't be needed, but you just never know. Precaution, my friends. Discipline. Being prepared. And again, the stepping stone defence, just bringing them in. We've got our cavalry on one side, our light infantry on the other. We decided light because we've got a massive deployment area, so we really do want to bring... They're all hidden here, which is excellent for us, it really is. Right, let's begin this battle. The reinforcements have arrived, which we didn't need at all. We've got General Ali coming in to aid as well. Taking a massive amount there. Right, we're going to bring General Ali back here. We don't need these gentlemen at all. Now, these Kurdish hillmen are hidden. For definite, they're hidden. That's why we've got our light infantry here. Who's taking that pounding there? One of our artillery pieces must have taken a big hit there. They did, look at that. Get stuck into them, gentlemen, if you would, please. Look at these crusaders. Look at that. What a wonderful sight there. Magnificent. Divert off. Oh, look at that. They've been hit like an absolute bulldozer there. Look at that. The mailed fist here. Look at that. Absolutely crushed. Oh. We are losing a considerable amount of our guns here. Into them, lads, into them. Charge! We want them shattered, thank you. All guns fall silent. We don't want any casualties at all that we don't need. We've already taken. Come on, remove these hillmen from here. This rebellion is crushed, lads. Don't stand there like lemons, move! General Mendoza, I salute you, sir, for your courage, and indeed the discipline of your men. Even under heavy fire, they stood their ground. Keep running them down. Keep running them down, lads. And the rebellion is crushed utterly and ruthlessly by General Mendoza. We salute you, sir. We salute you and your excellent army. And we also salute General Ali as well for reinforcements that were sent. Yes, end the battle. Victory, my friends, victory. Victory for General Mendoza, and also victory because General Ali, living up to his commitments, living up to his words, helping and supporting his comrade. We lost 41 men. That rebellion, my friends, is at an end. And we shall replenish. Oh, look at this. The awards tumble in. Excellent. And a toddler is growing by the day. Moria here. Wonderful to see. Oh, 17, nearly 18,000 here. Pueblo nations have gone. Oh, Spain. Spain is increasing its hold here. Whew, they've taken Texas, but look at Britain. Britain is absolutely in full control of North America. I mean, literally in full control of North America. They don't have Fort Salt here. but they pretty much control the rest. Oh, hang on, Newfoundland is available here for rebels. Could be interesting here. Little maybe a foothold in the in America here, but look at Britain. It is really, really expanded exceptionally well here. Are they at war with Spain? They are. That's going to be a massive tussle here. Do we get involved? Do we get involved and help out Britain? +1 morale, +1 nobility. Excellent. Wow. The plot doth thicken. Last turn, my friends, and then we shall call it an end to this episode. And they've moved the guns in closer here, or the cavalry, dare I say. Britain. Yeah, well done, Britain. Well done. Are they going to come back and deal with Sweden? No. Yes, they are. Indeed they are. Great Britain. Britain is doing fantastically well, it really is. And France, again, they should be using that army they've got there to hit back against the Prussians. They don't want to keep that there for too long. That's more like it, gentlemen. Come on now, France. Keep Prussia on the back foot. Spain. Prussia again sending massive armies up to the western frontier, but they're not pushing home their advantage, which does surprise me. But maybe they're going to now. Maybe they've had enough of France. Yeah, they've taken Brussels. Brussels has been retaken by Prussia, and they're just surrounding France now. I don't think it's going to be too long. As St. John once again. Oh, they've hit Spain. The pirates. The pirates are becoming a menace. Now, they're destined for this army here. And indeed, though they are accomplished, they have to go. Ukraine. Mesopotamia. Oh, look at that, that's wonderful to see, it really is. We're going to keep this militia in here. They have fought with distinction. No, gentlemen, please. 1,250 here. We just won't do that just yet. We've brought things under control, but only just. You don't want to tip the balance too much. No. Unbelievable. We will see that general being brought back. Of course, a funeral will take place, but we will be having that. The general will be put back in there. I can promise you that. Austria, Graz. Look down the border there. 1,500. This is going to give us what? 1,600 is not even fully upgraded either. There, my word. Let's do that, my friends. Let's do that. This region is just exemplary. It really is. Hungary now really has just absolutely given us a massive income here from these buildings, from these factories, to the point where we're able to really increase our income substantially. Look at the tax income, that is fantastic. But again, Great Britain's been hit once again. Can they get their act together? I think we're going to start increasing Mike Cathcart's army here. Ordnance board is almost ready here. We need to retrofit this. I think we'll have some more infantry. We'll keep increasing that. I think we'll have some heavy cav as well, just to make sure. And I think, my friends, that is going to be the end of this episode. It's been quite an eventful episode. We've managed to crush that rebellion that's occurred there. There might be in one there as well. I don't know why that's so high, that clamour for reform. But until we get some more research here, so this research here, and get abolition of slavery, which will hopefully bring down some of the clamour for reform, maybe +4, which will be much, much better for us. And the classical economics as well should do us proud here. And we need to start really focusing on our fleets as well here, because I don't think we've got enough naval force to really push ourselves outwardly in the rest of the world. We've got enough to deal with holding what we have, but not really, enforcing Russian control in the rest of the regions and rest of the sort of seas, the North Sea, the Baltic, the Mediterranean, the English Channel, the Atlantic. We don't have that sort of that ability to exert our Russian influence further afield from actual homeland. So we do really need to start increasing our fleet, our battle fleets. We've got Vienna's being cut to pieces here because it's being cut off from its supplies here, and it's slowly wilting away here, which is not a bad thing for us either. Got a lot coming in. Actually, Venice is friendly with us at the moment. We're actually trading quite well with Venice. Coming in from this port here. So I think we're the only ones keeping Venice afloat, as it were, financially. But I think we might see the end of France pretty soon, because this is some powerful armies they've got here. And France has got no sort of official armies, as it were, professional armies in Paris. They're all out here. I don't know what they're doing out here. Look at all this raiding here. France is being cut to ribbons. It really is. What's going on here? I think France, Spain and Britain are at war. That's going to be an almighty tussle here for North and South America. And we've got Sweden here and Cuba. I want to get my hands on Cuba. That would be fantastic. We're allied with Sweden. Wait a minute. If we can get this down here, Dutch Guyana and French Guyana, you imagine what we could do here. Imagine the income from this. Mind you, we'd have to send a battle fleet in to protect ourselves from the pirates who've established a mini sort of empire here. We might even be able to deal with the pirates as well at the same time, which would be great for us. But if we get our hands on this here, you can only imagine the income. That would be absolutely fantastic. Let me know what you're thinking, my friends. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please comment, like, subscribe. And I know that a few generals have died, probably because of age. But those generals that have died, they will be replaced. And my friends, if you are a general here, you will be replaced with your namesake being put back in there. I can promise you that. Hope you've enjoyed it, my friends. Thank you for all your advice, all your support. It's been absolutely wonderful. Your advice really has helped tremendously in this episode, in this campaign, in all campaigns, but specifically this one. I know it's taken a while for us to get ourselves established where we can start attacking other nations, but it will come very, very soon. Now, if Britain find themselves in trouble with Spain, we may declare war on Spain and help Britain with Spain, and that means sending troops to America. So that's possibly something in the future that might be happening. But anyway, my friends, hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please comment, like, and subscribe. As always, my friends, please keep your comments coming down below. Keep your advice coming down below. It's been absolutely fantastic. It really has. But until next time, my friends, be safe whatever you do. Have a good week. And I'll see you on the battlefield very soon, my friends. But until then, bye for now.